Hello everyone. If you want to understand about the Oracle HCM Advanced Control, and in this HCM Advanced Control, what is the usage of giving a certification? So today we are going to discuss about access certification in Advanced HCM Control. So welcome to my channel, Sab Aasan Hai. In this today lecture, we are going to cover some basic fundamental about the access control. So in this, what we are going to learn about the overview of access certification. What are the different use cases for the certification? So assuming, let me give an example. Like there are multiple roles in given to the employees, correct? And every time we cannot do the segregation of role, or every time we should not go and monitor it. Normally, in each of the organizations, we perform the internal audits of these roles. So we having a certain process called the internal audit. What will happen in this internal audit? That definitely the auditors will ask what are the rules which are going to use for different processes. Say, for example, who are the user, those who are running the payroll, are they having access to all HR data, whether this is got approved or not, or how they get in particular access for this. Can you please show the evidences? So there are different questions comes. So in this particular from the access control certification process, from this particular process, we can do the automation, or we can automate certain things. Automate in the sense not in the system, but the process, the manual things which auditors are asking it, we can define it within the system, so that every time whenever they are doing an internal audit within the organization, they should not ask with the same question, and the roles or the users, those who are accessing it, will get certified. So this is the whole purpose of this particular module, that how we can able to do it. Let us take one use case, and which we are going to implement in our today's lecture. Say there are the set of users are there. I will take a sensitive data, which is our payroll team. We having a payroll team, and in this payroll team there are say 3 or 4 users are there, those who are having access to the payroll data for running and doing the things. So let's say now, we in the previous classes, if you have or the previous lectures, I had explained that what are the different types of access points are there, what we mean by entitlement, how we can able to create the conditions. Those who had not watched my previous videos, I had given the link in below description. Please go through it before coming and jumping on this access certification part, because that is also an important part to understand it. And please do subscribe my channel and do hit the like button, so that I know that you are liking these videos. Yeah, coming back, that we are having a payroll users, 3 4 users are there, which they having an access on this particular module. So payroll person is there. Let assume they having a payroll administrator role. Admin role is there. Now, when this person XYZ, when joined the organization, he took an required approval from the hiring manager or from the line manager. Let's take from the line manager, and the line manager has taken the approval from the head of the department, and then they had given the request to IT, or maybe the administrator who is managing it, and they have assigned this particular role to it. After a period of time, again we need to validate whether this rule needs to be get given to this person or not. So definitely a certain audit will happen, going to be happen in the system, and this is, yes, this is a rule which is get certified. How we can do it? So in the system, what will happen is that we will be having a owner. We will be having a owner who will initiate the certification. Who will initiate these certification. Okay, the owner will then go for the manager to verify it. Manager to verify that, okay, these certification are genuine and should be given it. And then will be a certifier, who will give, or who will grant, or who will says, yes, I am okay to give this role to this particular person. So there are the three different role holders are there. One is the owner, second is the manager. Now manager can be, we can have a direct line manager, or we can have a head of department. So this is the process that we normally follow in giving the certification. So we will see, and you will take this particular example and configure in the system so that you will be having a clear understanding of how we can define or how we can certify a particular role in direct a particular user having a certain access of my role. In this initiation of certification, what we will do, we will understand certain general information that what all things are required. So as I mentioned, there will be a initiator, there will be initiator, or there will be the called as a owner who will own this whole particular process. Now, then there will be a second role, as I mentioned, will be a manager who will be giving a particular access or approval. Yes, I am fine. This person or this role can be assigned to this users. And then there will be a certifier. So in today's example, what we will do is that we will be logging as a risk manager who will be as a owner, who will be defined as a owner. Then we will be having like say HR governance who is like approving it. That's fine. I am giving my approval for this person to having a particular role, and then we will be having a certifier, say internal auditor, who will be my final approval for this particular role. Now, certification can remain valid for maybe for 4 months, or it can be remain valid for 1 year, depend on the company policies as well for how long we want to keep the certification valid in an application. We can periodically generate a reports, or we can have a dashboards that how many roles are certified in which year and which month, who approve it. So these type of rules or these type of reports are available. Do let me know if you are looking for any of the data model. I will send you the link, or I will send you direct to your email. Put in your email address in the comment box. So I will send the standard dump of reports for the certification part. Second thing, how we can able to secure our certification. So there are the assignment rules are there, or assignment groups are there, that we can able to define it within an application, that we will understand how we can able to secure the all these our certification part. Third and important part is come the scope of the certification. Now, to understand the scope of the certification, we should be having a little bit of understanding on three portion: entitlement, access condition, and the access point. So this I had already explained into my previous class. So please go through in my previous lecture in the same link. I have put it a link in the same description, so you can go and refer this different types of well, this time I have nomenclature which I mentioned about the access point, entitlement, and the access control condition. Now come to the scope. So there are two types of scopes are there: top to bottom, and bottom to top. Bottom to top. Now, what does it mean by the top to bottom? Means that start or initiate the giving the certification to the roles which are already assigned to the users. Okay, to the roles which are already assigned to the user. It means I will select one particular role, and for this particular role, I have to initiate the particular certification. So this is my top to bottom approach. So when we will see in the application how we are configuring it, I will show you the checkbox which is required to enable top to bottom. If I'm not enabling this particular checkbox, it means bottom to top. It means I need to identify, I need to create my own condition, I need to create my own entitlement to find that which access point we need to go for the certification. From the standard point of view, I will recommend always go for the top to bottom approach when we are giving as a certification. Second is the finalize the rule, that when through this whole process of initiation for verifying and for giving it, once we finalize that particular rule is yes, it's going to be used by a particular user, how we can able to do it, that we will understand to the finalize rule. And the final point is that issue a certification, the validity of that particular certification, and this validate certification you can use for reporting or giving a report as an internal auditors, which is like if any person is moving out from the organization or they left it, and again they don't want to initiate the process, so we can do that as well. Or we can provide this information to our external auditors as well. So this is a very useful functionality where we are reducing almost 15 to 20 days of work while we are doing an internal or an external duty. This is a one-time setup. We can able to do it, and then this remain in an organization throughout the life cycle. So what this particular module give my saving of 15 to 20 days from different users. For example, involvement of IT, involvement of auditors, involvement of security team, that will be get avoided. Once we automate this process, we are directly go and save around 15 to 20 days in this process. So let me log into the application and I will show you how we can able to configure this whole certification part. So here I am login to my application. I will use as a user risk manager. He will be the owner of issuing the certification. So I'll use my credentials to log into the application. You all may be having access to this application. How to access it? I had in my previous lectures on my previous video, I had shown what all rules are required to get an access to the risk management. Even if you can go to the basics of a particular this particular module, I have in showcase you how we can able to enable this particular module as well. So please go through those videos as well, which I have already explained that how we can enable the advanced SCM control through the SCM, what all rules are required for accessing this particular module. So once we log into the application, if you can see, we are having an access certification application over here. We'll go directly over there. But always remember that before we do any of the changes, we should run the synchronization of the report and synchronization of the access part. It should be a scheduled process in our production environment, but if not, then we can come and go and run the particular process. Now we'll go and explore the functionality what is available as a part of my access certification. So this is the placeholder, or this is my dashboard, or I can call it as a worksheet area. Okay, multiple name are there. We can define it as a worksheet area or my dashboard, whatever the name you want to call it. On this particular, all my certified, that whatever the certification we had issued it or initiated, what is the condition, where whether it is approved or not approved, it will going to appear over here. We are going to create one of our certification from here itself. So this is my access certification point. Another main important that these are the jobs which I normally scheduled it, and like global user synchronization, access certification, notification. So if any new user get added into my certification, there are two types of certification which I'll explain it to you. So the auditors or whoever the required participants are there, they receive these notifications. So these processes should be always be scheduled in the application. Then these are my access entitlement, that what are my access entitlement based on the different modules of finance for HR. I can able to view it from here. This is already we had initiated it, who was the initiator, who was certified this. So these are all my access entitlements points are there. And then under this particular setup, there are additional attributes which we want to create it, that we can go and create under this particular module. Let's go out again on our access certification. Now to create or to initiate any of the certification, we'll go on creating an action button, click on it. Under this, we have a placeholder where we can provide a general information. Now, if we had done any of the certification process in the past, I will show you that how we can use the prior certification definition. Now, in this environment, I had not defined any of the certified or I had not initiated or approved it. So it is remaining as a blank as well. So let me start a new process of issuing a certification. So let me start with it. I can give say, I can give a quarter, quarter, quarter one certification, or quarter one audit certification. So this is the name I'm giving it. I can give a brief description for the year, say from Jan 2023 till March 2023. So I'm giving it for the one quarter only. I am giving the certification for one quarter. We have an option to select the standard. Now there are two different types of types come in the certification. And again, in there's a variation is there with direct manager review and without direct manager review. So what happens is that when I'm selecting a standard means the users which are already having a role attached to them. So if I'm initiating it today, so system will see who all are having an access to a particular role. So that means a standard. Whereas continuous is means, so today there are 10 users, tomorrow maybe some new user are going to be get created in an application, and if they are getting assigned that particular role, so for that also we can initiate the certification. So it will be for the existing and for the people those who are going to join the organization. We normally keep a quarterly review so that whoever are having an access, we can review their access on the quarterly basis. So keep it as a standard. There is two more options are available in the type that I need to require the certification to be get reviewed by my direct line manager or without my line manager. So I will choose an option without line manager. Maybe in the organization we can take an offline approval from the direct line manager, or we can include them as a part of this process. But we have to give them the access if they are not familiar. Say for example, if CHRO is my direct line manager, he does not want to involve in this process, he say okay, you approved it. So we'll keep it standard and without direct line manager approval. What is the due date of completing this certification? It is not about that how long this certification need to be get valid. What is the due date of from initiation till validate and verify and certify this particular process? So I will give, okay, I need to do it, I need to finish it by say 31st of this month. Now we need to set up a reminders to the owner. How many days? So say for the person, 3 days before the due date, you should receive a reminder. For the manager, 1 day, and 3 days and 1 day. We can set these reminders so that each of these owners, suppose if I had created this particular certification, but I am not initiated within the application, so automatically system will start giving me a reminder. Even when I'm logging to my application, I will be having a, so let me increase the dates. I'll show you directly in an application that the how this notification is going to be get appear to me. Save and continue. So I'm going to save my information and I'll go to the next. If there are any attachment, like if there is any policies from the auditors or from the risk or from the governance, if you want to add it for the manager to be get review, or the governance team need to be have an understanding, we can attach it. The best way is that if we are receiving the manual approval from the direct line manager, yes, I'm allowing this person to have access to particular role, then we can attach those approval, email approval, anything on and as a dispatch, so it remain as a point of evidence to us. As of now, I'm not attaching anything, but if you want, you can do an attachment. Now, this is important part. I had in one of the lecture, I had mentioned it how we can able to create a security assignment group, or we can create a group assignment. So this is what I am doing it. I am securing my certification. Securing in the sense who all will be having access to this particular certificate that we are going to assign to a particular role or ultimately particular as a user. See, I logged in as a risk manager, so ultimately I will be the owner of this particular certification. Who else will require? So we will go and create or add our users. So we require a HR to be a part of it. We are taking approval from them. So HR governance should be one of the users for as an authorized user. So now they can be a owner, they can be a manager, or they can just a viewer. So if I want, I can give access to the editor. If they want to amend anything or view it anything, I can do that, and I can make them as a manager. Manager, it's they are not a direct manager, but yes, they are the second level who will be reviewing it and giving an approval. So I will go and save it. I need one more rule in this particular option. So I will add as a internal auditor. Okay, I need a certified from the internal auditor. So from internal auditor will be main as my, again I will make them editors so they can modify it, or I can make them just a viewer and they will become a certified in my application. They will become a certified in my application. So I have a three roles, which is my risk manager, who is just an initiator of this particular process, who become a owner by default. be having a viewer, so internal auditor will be there who will be ultimately certifying this particular process. And then I will be having one HR governance who will be the manager who will be approving this, that yes, they have a no problem with this. Similarly, we can have a group assignment. I had shown in one of my previous classes and one of my lecture. Please go through those links as well. It will be useful to understand it, that how we can create a group assignments. So group assignment is nothing, a group of a team. I am preparing a team where the people will be having access to certain confidential data within this particular module. So go through those videos. Link I has already provided, or you can visit my channel. There all links are available regarding the HCM Advanced Control. It will be very helpful for you if you are configuring it first time, or if some doubts are there you want to clarify it. Please do subscribe my channel and click on the like button. So now comes the part of my scoping. As I mentioned, that scoping can be of two part. It can be from top to bottom, or it can be from bottom to top. So in this, if I am selecting this leverage top to bottom, I am just going and from the role which is already identified as a defined role, that for this particular we need to give a certification. If I am unchecking it, I will show you. Let me click on this top to down bottom and click on the add. So if you see, object will be having only the access condition, that what access of what access or what which particular role we are looking for. So I say access conditions, access point, and the equals to. So this is when I'm selecting this top down approach, I know for which particular role I am starting it. So whoever the employees are having that particular role, I can go and identify it. If I want to go for the bottom down approach, we will uncheck this particular checkbox, and then from here I can assign entitlement, I can assign the condition what I want to define access point. So there are multiple options we are having it, we defined by our own. So the best way of giving a certification is to one particular role. So I'm selecting it. Say for example, I want to certify this payroll administrator role. Yes, so this is my payroll administrator role is there, which I want to finalize it and issue the certification. So I had entered my all information, my general information, attachment, security assignments, and then I had finalized the scope. I will now submit my request. So it means I had submitted a process and I am going to initiate it. So once I submitted it, you will find it out that the current status of this particular audit is just a scoping. All right. So this is the due date which is given to it, and this is for the description created by whom, all different condition will come. When I click on the action item, I can initiate, I can have a edit option, I can have a delete option. If I don't want, I can delete it, or if I want to change the scope or add or remove something, I can go and delete it. So currently it is as a scoping part. Let's refresh it. Let us see if my process is get completed. Yes, so processes get completed for my audit certification. It means my initialization my scoping is done successfully, and my status will change from scoping to finalize. Now I can go and finalize this particular rule. So as an initiator, what I have to do is that I have to find the scoping, I have to select the scoping, and from the scoping, what I will do, I will go and finalize this particular role. Now to initiate this to the manager, what I will do, I will go and finalize this particular rules. So when I click on the finalize rule, I have an option that how many users are having this particular role. So we can able to see how many users, one rule included, total count are there, and total users are around 9. So we want to include or exclude different roles. If I'm selecting it, we can able to identify that as well. If I want, I can even at this point of time, I can able to edit my scoping part as well. So now let us go and initiate it. So before initiating this particular process, what I need to include this manager, as well as I need to include this certifier as well. So what I will do, I will click on this filter. Sorry, I will click on this particular edit button. I need to define the manager. I'll click on who is a manager. HR governance is my manager. I will apply it, and then certifier. I will apply for this particular process to be need to be get it right. So now let us go and initiate this particular process. Yes, once I initiate this process, it will be go and lock it. I say yes, I want to lock it. So my process will be get submitted for initialization. This access certification notification process is running. It will take a little bit of time. Once this processes get completed, we will came to know that who all users or what are the actions are required. So let us wait for a minute. Yes, it's get completed. Now we can go and edit this particular information if we required, or we can go and log in as a different users to find out the thing. So let me log in with as a manager because we have already initiated this particular process. So now what I will do, I will log out from my application and I will log in as a HR governance manager. Okay, just a second. So let me log in as my HR governance. Now this HR governance is I'm putting as a manager, like maybe someone head of that particular department who is looking after all the roles or who is giving an approval that okay these employees should have an access to these roles. So this is for the HR governance that we are going to use. So once we go log in as an HR governance or a manager or head of department, whatever the role you want to give in it. So this particular functions will be available to them. We'll click on this access certification. Once we find, so we find that okay this is having a certain task to be performed. Let us understand this approach that they're having a same access. We are mainly focusing on the access certification details. You will find it over here that this is for which particular month and for which particular year, who had updated. Little bit of screen is not visible, but yes we can able to show that who had updated this. And then it having a two option. One is of edit option, like if anything needs to be get changed. Why this person is having an add option? Because if you remember when we were defining the security assignment, we had given that this HR governance will be having an option of editor. So that's why they're having an option of editor. Otherwise they will do not have any option, because owner having option of edit and delete, but they can only edit it. Then on the right hand side you will find the link, and in this particular link you will be finding this worksheet for this particular manager to review it. How many users are having a, or for how many users they are going to approve a certification. So let me go to the manager overview. Under this you will find on the manager will have the visibility that who is going to certify all these roles. As of now you can see that all 9 roles or 9 employees or 9 users, those who having this particular role, status is pending. Correct. So status is pending, nothing has been approved by the by the owner or by the auditor, so it's all fresh. So once I click on this particular link, I will find that these all are my users. These all are my users. All 9 users are appearing, those who are having access to this particular role. Now if I want to approve for individual or the bulk upload, I can do it. So let manager review this and say yes, I am having a approval and I can able to certify them, so they can take a call how they want to approve. So say for Bella and for this particular they want to see the detail to whom they are reporting, my direct line manager name is coming, whether their approval is there. So each and every information will come. Even you can find a different details that what is their job, what is the which business they belongs to, what is the location is, and any other additional information which is required, we can able to find this. So these are the details which will be get visible to the manager based on the access they are having it. and let's say give an approval for these two users. So click and they can put a comment and okay to provide and access. Okay, so for this one particular, she has or he has added a comment. Let's do it for the Bella as well. Okay to proceed or something. And for this, it says comment is there. Please investigate as did not find. Yeah. So this HR person has or the governance has put their comment. Come back to your worksheet, and when you come back to your worksheet, what you can do is that you can select this particular option, and then you can submit this for an approval. So manager has reviewed it. They had given the comment for three users. So now submit this button is great because this person has not done any changes on any of these values, just provided the comment. And that is what we required, that manager or whoever is logging in, they are not a certifier, they are not an approver, they are just reviewing the access point. And then we will log in as an internal auditor who is ultimate issuing the certification for this particular role. So now what we will do, we will log in as our internal auditor. So once we log in as an internal auditor, we will go same as a risk manager. Click on the access certification. So this is available, and if you can note, if you have noticed, this action button is disabled. Why? Because we had made this internal auditor user only as a viewer, not as any of other things that they can go and edit or do any changes in the system or for particular role. They just want to review it and approve it. So you will find the description, same information which is available now, and you see on the link certifier worksheet. So whatever the rules or whatever the users are attaching, they will get a complete visibility from their worksheet. Still it's showing as a pending, and zero has removed or not removed, that action person can take it. Now if you remember, if you see, rest of the users does not have any comments, but these three users are having a comment from their side which are having the visibility. So these auditors can go and see that HR governance has given a comment, I am okay to provide an access, so which is like as a confirmed. Similarly, if he can person can go and review each and every comment which was given by the governance, okay to proceed, we are getting a created. And if the person, this existing person, can also can give the comment. And then for this particular users, it says please investigate, did not find. Okay, so comment will be get added. Sure, we are not, we will not proceed. Yeah, so we will. This is how our intern auditors can also put a comment. So I am getting a complete audit trail of what all the conversation happened for assigning it. In this scenario, if these two are okay, then the person can select a particular row, click on this particular action, and then says approve. So this is how action is taken on the approve part. Similarly, for this particular users, and then they will say then this also approve. Whereas for this, it's not yet got confirmation, so it will be say this is under the investigation, and then they will save and close this process. So if you can see, only 22% is being done, remaining is not yet been done. Reason is because there are certain pending information are there, or certain things need to be get required. So only two are get approved. Now let us log in once again as a part of my HR users or HR governance to see what visibility HR governance is having it. This is a one-time process that is required, and we can remove most of our manual job that we do at the time of auditing an application. Log in as a HR manager or head of HR who was approved to be given access. Going to the risk manager, go to the access certification, and then they can have a visibility of their view. Yeah, so from the dashboard, they can see that 7 are pending, 2 are approved, and the comment is get added for this. The visibility will be there with this as well. So auditor has given, sure, we will not proceed. Whereas other comment are not there, so it's not well. So in the whole process, what we had seen it from the dashboard, we can see out of 9, 6 are still pending. Maybe some information is required, something is pending. 2 are already get approved, and then 1 is already pending it. Now let's see how this initiator will have the visibility of this particular data. I will log in as a risk manager. Yes, I will log in as a risk manager. Who is the owner of issuing this particular certification? Go to the risk manager, go to the access certification, and then click on the action and the visibility. So same visibility is having it, which is that from the governance. Now they are the certified and they depend on the person to person that whom need to be get certified it. So HR governance point, if they want to see it, and then it is done by the auditors. So they have the complete visibility, and auditors has given the comment, what are they having it. So based on the hierarchical way, they can able to view it. So I'll go back that what are the pendings. Now up to the owner whether they want to wait to get complete this whole process, or they can finalize this certificate or terminate this terminate this particular certification process. Until unless we are not clearing these things, we will not able to proceed with our proceeding. Correct. So this is the view. If the person is want to view from the HR governance, I click on the governance part. They have the visibility of what governance has given, and then from the internal audio. So this is work as per the hierarchical part. Now I will log in as my internal auditor because we want to complete this process. Sometimes we need to remove the certification from the users, and only the approved one should be done. So as a part of the risk manager access certification, come to the link Certify worksheet. I can remove these users. I say that I don't want to give a certification to remaining of the users. So what I will do, I'll perform an action. I will remove them. That I'm not going to assign a certificate to these users. Correct. So I'm not going to give a certification to these users. So now again, same visibility will be there for the manager that okay, 1 is pending, 2 is approved, and then says an option, say like maybe some approval is come. Let's log in again as HR governance. Let HR give us an approval for the other person as well. So there are different rules. I'm just showcasing it to you so that you can understand the process, but this will take its own time. It cannot be done like half an hour or 5 minutes of job. It's required a complete whole process. But as for the demo or for understanding purpose, I am navigating from 2 different users how this process is going to be done. So as a portion manager review, maybe the person have received an approval for this particular user, so they can give a comment, approve a request for this. Okay, so maybe this person again can give a comment, okay to proceed. This is the manager who is maybe have received a relevant information, so they have she had given her own comment. So 1 is pending, 2 approved, and 6 is removed from giving the access. Now I will log out from HR person. I will log in as an internal auditor. So this is my internal auditor. I will log in as internal auditor. So certification, still 89% is completed, 1% is pending because of that investigation. Now this person comment can be visible. Yeah, okay to proceed. We received it just now from, or maybe whatever the date and time. So this person will be get selected. This person will be get selected, and under the action, it may be approve or reject. It's approved because manager approved it. So we have seen there is nothing is pending. 3 approved, 6 removed. Now this is has complete my certification process. So submit button is enabled. I will submit the process. Yes, I want to submit my worksheet. So once my worksheet is get submitted, it will be go to the owner. I will log in again as a risk manager. Even for the governance, they will having the visibility. I will show you from the governance login as well. They will also having the visibility that what's going on from the internal in auditors end. So we can avoid email communication as well on this. We'll go to the manager overview, and from the manager overview they can see yes, 9% out of which 3 are got approved, 6 are got removed, and then we'll see who all are get removed. From this particular list you can have the visibility. Alright, so this is from the manager point of view. The manager will also submit their submit sheet. So now 100% is get completed, and now I will log in as a owner. I will log in as a owner as risk manager. I'm login. I will go to the risk management tab under the advanced control. Sorry, not advanced control. I have to go to access certifications under the action. So we can view it. So this is completed. HR governance has given the feedback, and after the HR governance, it is given by the internal auditor as well. Internal auditors having okay, 6 was removed. This is detail as appearing it after validation. So what this can do, owner can finalize this certification. Owner will finalize this certification. So once the worksheet is submitted, we can't do any changes. Yes, we know about it. So let's wait for the process to be get completed. So once the process is get completed, yes, will come again, and then the status is showing as my close and completed. So if we can go, so we had issued a certification for all these 3 role, or for that particular role, and these are the outcome that this is now approved. So these are the 3, and the certification reports are available in an application, which if whoever it's wanted, do let me know. These reports can be used for sharing our external auditors, or to people those who required it. So this is one of my certification will going to be appear. Let me show you if the notifications come to this users. Yes, so this is like if any action is required, anything notification, this will come like any new pending things which are there. So all will come as a part of my standard notification. We don't have to configure it. So that's all from the application point of view. I hope you have understand that how we can able to configure it. So yes, so we have completed our demo or the configuration for how we can issue a certification. Hope you understand and remember it that what all we can do it. So the main point is that we need to identify which all roles, or we need to provide a certification. who are the required approvals needed. Like in an example, I had shown the governance part, that who should be the part of the governance, and as well as from the system point of view, the internal auditors has done certain aspects. So this is all about issuing a certification. Standard reports are available, so if you need it, give me your email address. I will directly send it to you. How we can able to import those standard report in your environment, and certification report dashboard. You can build it for your end users or for the business users. Once again, thank you for watching my video. Please do like and subscribe. There are other courses I am putting it. It is my objective is that as much as you can learn it and understand this application, so that you can upskills your current skills and get a better opportunity in the market. So do let me know if you required any other module to be get covered, or any other topic that you want me to cover and configure it. I will try to showcase this with the live environment or live example, so you can do the practice along with me. You can follow the same series. You can pause, or you can give a pause, open your environment, do the changes. Wherever you get stuck, put a note and put it in the comment section, so that I can go and review it and give my feedback. So once again, thank you for watching my channel. Sab Aasan Hai. I will continue with similar type of topics in the future as well. Have a nice time to all of you. Thank you.